All right, Chemical Guys Diablo Wheel and Tire Cleaner claims to easily lift brake dust and grime with their rapid clinging gel formula. That's a mouthful. And then we also have the Hybrid Solutions Hyperfoam Wheel and Tire Cleaner as well, with a pretty dramatic photo on the front of the label there. So what I wanted to know is, if you're on the shelves looking for the best wheel and tire cleaner and you come across these two, which one performs better and which one should you pick up? So that's what we're going to find out in this video. A couple main differences with the Chemical Guys. It is a pH balanced non-acid cleaner. I actually verified this with my pH strips. This is pH neutral, which is very interesting. Also has a very good or bad bubblegum scent. A couple sprays in the shop filled up my whole entire shop. You could read how to use it. It says it's quickly and effectively removes stubborn brake dust, dirt, and grime from virtually all wheels and tires. So that pH neutral is really making it safe on all finishes of wheels and tires. So the sprayable formula easily clings to the surface for a deep cleaning in hard to reach areas, including between wheel spokes, brake calipers, and suspension components. So that tells you that you can use it on wheel wells as well. It is definitely a very thick formula. So instead of some other wheel cleaners that we've seen in the past where they foam, Chemical Guys, at least with the Diablo wheel cleaner, chose to go to like a runny gel-like formula for that clean instead of the foam. When it comes to the when it comes to the Turtle Wax, not Meguiar's, but Meguiar's also does have a pretty good wheel and tire cleaner. Hyperfoam wheel and tire cleaner. This is a high pH, so this is going to be on like the highest end of the alkalinity of the pH at about 14. So a high pH, so you want to be very careful and test in an inconspicuous area first before you apply it to the whole area as well. This smells like really bad. I don't know quite, it's not rotten eggs, it's not an iron remover, but it does smell pretty bad. They also, similar to some of the Meguiar's, put a foaming trigger sprayer on it, so it is going to foam. Let's see what else. It clings, penetrates, and dissolves the toughest soils, and as a fair thing I think needs to be said, I did help in the development of this product. This video is not sponsored at all, and when I say I helped, I told them if I thought the product was good or not. I had nothing to do with actually creating the formula. They just sent it to me and said, is this good, is this bad? And so I did that back when this product came out, I think, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years ago now. So let's take it outside, apply it on my tires, and see which one actually cleans better. We'll start with the Hyperfoam on the front tire, and both tires are pretty much the same condition. So the front tire isn't any worse than the back tire. Gone through a bunch of rainstorms over the past week here, so they're all messed up. This product does not smell good at all. It smells pretty bad. Not quite as bad as an iron remover. And the thing with these wheel and tire cleaners is they're just that. They're just an all-purpose cleaner for the most part. Different, maybe some extra surfactants or some different cleaning abilities, cleaning ingredients, but what they're not is they're not like water spot removers. They're not, they would work on like bug guts, so you could use it if you have a bunch of bugs on the front of your car, but they won't remove water spots. You wouldn't want to wash your car with them, but for wheels and tires, that's what they're formulated for. So I'm not going to scrub it because I feel like that takes away from seeing how the actual chemical is doing. A lot of browning around the tire, which is what this product is really, really good at. This is one of my favorite wheel and tire cleaners. I just feel like it does an amazing job cleaning it. Obviously, if you were to scrub this with a brush, you would get even more of that browning coming out. If you are going to do that, I see a lot of people making the mistake of pre-rinsing the rim. It doesn't really do anything. That's why I did a dry foam, just like I do on the paint work. And if you are gonna go in there with a brush and scrub, at least on the rims, tires you don't have to worry about this, but at least on the rims, what I would do is I would do the dry foam like we just did, rinse it completely, spray the chemical again, because then you're gonna have a lot of the dirt and grime removed, and then go in with your brush so you don't mess up your rims at all. But this is starting to dry, even though we're in the shade, but good cling with the foam. Really had that browning reaction. I'm gonna move this a little bit out of the way. And so what I want to see is just how clean, or how clean can we get the rim and tire without any agitation. Rinses away really nicely. We'll let it dry a little bit to see how it goes. While we're waiting for it to dry, we could hop to the back tire and use the Chemical Guys Diablo wheel cleaner. Again, the big difference between this and the Turtle Wax or the Hybrid Solutions is that this is a pH neutral, which I find very, very interesting. I would be very interested as to why they went that route. And with this product, you're just going to use a lot. So the cling, we'll see. I just feel like you got to use a lot. The cling, I like the cling idea, or the gel idea. I think it is a really cool idea. Just in using it, I'm finding that got to use a lot more product. The smell is so much better than the Chemical Guys one. This is like a bubblegum smell. There's something else in there too. I'm not sure if it's minty or what, but, and they're definitely not lying with it clings to every surface. So it is clinging there. Red in color, obviously, as you can see. Same with the Turtle Wax, it was red in color. A lot of clinging on the tire. It's really not going anywhere. So they were 100% accurate in that. And as we know, that is like a mint. It's like a bubblegum mint. As we know from a lot of other cleaners, the longer you can let it sit on the surface, the longer it has the ability to clean. So I really like that about this product, that it's just kind of clinging there, but you're not getting the browning. Just missed a few parts. You're not getting the browning out of the tire like you did with the Chemical Guys one. Excuse me. Geez, I'm getting all my brands mixed up today. You're not getting the browning like you did with the Turtle Wax one. And there is no time limit that it says in other wheel cleaners for videos that I've done in the past. You know, it says wait 30 seconds. I didn't see anything, any time restraint. But honestly, in that one tire and wheel, I used about 25% of the bottle. And so one bottle, obviously I have big off-road tire, maybe I used too much, whatever, but I did use about 25% of the bottle on one wheel and tire, which would mean that I would use about this whole entire bottle for all 4 wheels and tires, which again, that goes into when you look at products that are cheap or expensive, you got to look at the price of the product, but then also how much of that product are you going to use each time. The Turtle Wax one too, I didn't quite use, the bottle shape is different. I didn't quite use, probably used, I don't know what you would call that, like a fifth of the bottle. I don't know. But how about this? I used less of the Turtle Wax one than I did the Chemical Guys one, but the Chemical Guys may be cheaper. I forget exactly what I paid. So it's been about a minute. Let's wipe or rinse this off and see where we're at. I didn't see any of the browning come off. What's interesting is back in 2016, I actually worked for the blender that made a lot of the Chemical Guys products, and I think made this Diablo wheel cleaner. And knowing what I know about that blending facility, it makes sense that it didn't brown. Yeah, long story there, but I have no idea why Chemical Guys chooses to get their products made there. But they do, and they just have a lot of limitations at that blender, but that's just back-end baseball. That doesn't really matter. Let me get the blower out, and we'll jump back to the Turtle Wax side. If I slow down, I'll get the brands right. That's what I need to do. And with all of these wheel and tire cleaners, I've said it before, I'll say it again, they do tend to kind of make everything look a little dried out. So if you do spray it in the fender wells and you have plastic in the fender wells or plastic around the side of the car, or you use it as like a bug remover, just be aware that they, especially a higher pH one, can tend to dry out the plastics, kind of give them tiger stripes. And so even with tires, as well, if you want more of an even, consistent, dark look, whether that's matte or shiny tires, whatever you like, I definitely suggest following up with like your favorite tire shine. My favorite tire shine is my own, all dressed up. Dilutable, makes the tire and rim look really good as well. And I'm gonna get a clean towel out and we'll do a little test and inspection to see if one is cleaner. Obviously, if you were to agitate, both these products would probably clean better, but I just wanna see where it's at. So I'll do 3 on there. Still a little bit of dirt on there. Let me see if there's any dirt on the tire. Yeah, and I could still see, I could even see it on there. It didn't really do a great job removing the tire shine that was on there, the all dressed up. So this would need some agitation with a brush to finish cleaning this up if you wanted a bare tire. A little bit left on the rim. Let's go back to the chemical guy's side. This one's still a little wet, but again, still left quite a bit of dirt. I understand that if you are to scrub with a brush, you would get a lot more, but I wanted to see kind of just what the raw power of each one of these products were, and a significant amount of tire shine still left on that tire. So if you're using the Diablo wheel cleaner, you're definitely going to want to scrub pretty hard. Ideally, you wouldn't have to scrub too hard. Visually, when I look at the tires right now, the Turtle Wax is giving more of that dried out look, I think, than the chemical guys is. Obviously, it's not all the way dry. But if we learned anything from just wiping it with the towel, if there's more tire shine left on the chemical guy's side than there was the Turtle Wax side, this tire is still gonna look a little bit cleaner or less dried out than the Turtle Wax actually does. You never fully get rid of that browning at all. But yeah, both, in my opinion, both left a little bit more to be desired. I think if you followed up again, cleaned it a second time, better. But again, you'd have to agitate quite a bit, and I don't like to agitate quite a bit. So yeah, but that's the Turtle Wax versus the Chemical Guys Diablo wheel cleaner. Let me know, do you love the Diablo? Do you love the Turtle Wax? I'm a big fan of the Turtle Wax one. That's my opinion. I love the browning. I think it works a little bit better, but it did leave a little bit to be desired, at least on this tire. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Which one would you pick up? Which one do you pick up? And if you're looking to support the channel, you could check out my products at jimbosdetailing.com. I do have a acid-based tire and wheel cleaner. Actually, it's just a wheel cleaner, but it also removes water spots and a whole host of different things. So if you're looking to support the channel, I will make sure to link that below. But yeah, let me know what you think below. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. See ya.